Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be doing a follow-up to my 3DNA desktop video that I did back in December. Now if you guys haven't seen that video and you're kind of wondering what the heck 3DNA is, you might want to go ahead and actually check that out up in the cards right now, so you'll kind of be up to speed on what we're going to be doing here in today's video. And that's because in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at some viewer suggestions relating to this 3DNA program. So today what we're going to be doing is taking a look at really two things. We're going to first be taking a look at a version of 3DNA that one of my viewers sent me that actually has all of the different worlds in it, which I think is going to be really cool. We can actually check out some of the other interfaces that the program had to offer aside from the Loft world. And we're also going to be taking a look at a couple of custom-made worlds that actually a viewer over on OS Forums by the name of Wyatt3DNA actually created, one of them specifically themed around this channel. So I think it's going to be really cool, and let's just jump into it. Alright, so this is 3DNA Desktop in all of its glory. Now, because I did that original video where I kind of went in depth, into all of the different features that this program has, I'm not really going to spend too much time on that in this video. What I am going to do is actually show you guys the multiple different worlds that this program has. So right now we are in the Villa world. Now if you remember from the previous video, at any time you can press Control W on your keyboard to bring up this world chooser. And in the previous version we only had access to the Loft world and the tutorial world. But you can see there's all of these other worlds in here that I think is going to be pretty cool to go through. So we're in the Villa world right now. So the Villa world right here is obviously a villa. So that is kind of the interface that you're in right now. So you see this room right here is actually what's going to contain the majority of your different areas of this program. So like your media sections over here, you've got your browser section here on this wall, and you've got your applications as well as the little options pop out thing in the center of the room here. So all of these things are pretty much going to stay constant in every single room that we go to, but all of these rooms are just going to kind of provide a different layout and just kind of allow you to really customize the look and feel of this program to your liking by selecting a different room. But if we go out this doorway here in the back, you've got like a little porch area, and then you've got this staircase over here which actually goes up to the basketball game. That was another piece of functionality that this program had. So this is the game, it's called Hoop Shot. You've got your controls over here. You can also just pick up the ball without actually starting the game, so you can kind of move it around like that. And yeah, you guys can probably see there is what I'm guessing you would probably call this like a skylight, but it's literally just a hole in the roof, which wouldn't really be ideal if this was not a virtual world. As for the background right now, you see we are basically on like an island. And we've got the ocean surrounding us, so that's definitely pretty cool. Now, obviously, one of the other nice things about this program is you can actually go in, and if we go to the theme chooser right here, you can actually choose what theme that you want for this world. So right now we're still in the Villa world, but we have the Villa theme applied. We can apply the Loft theme if we want to. So now this will look a little bit more like the Loft did, although it's just obviously still the Villa world. You can also go to the Sky chooser, and now we actually have all of these unlocked. So there's way more options in here. So you can go with clouds, for example, and now instead of kind of being on the ocean, you can see we're just like basically in the skies. You were just surrounded by clouds on this island right here. So that's definitely one of the really cool things about this program, is not only can you choose between different worlds by going to the world chooser, but within those worlds you can customize the individual theme. You can also obviously do that with the sky. So if you want to maybe have this set to space, you can press OK, and now check that out, we're in space. Check that out, pretty awesome. So what we're going to do now is actually press Control W, and we're going to choose a different world. So we're going to start off with the base station world. So we'll press OK, and this might actually look a little bit familiar to some of you guys who saw my 3DNA video, towards the end, where I tried to launch the customized PC gamer special version of 3DNA Desktop, because the world that it was trying to load looked very similar to this, and it very well could have been this world. So this is again a space themed world. You can see we kind of got some stuff flying out here, which is pretty cool. But we can even change again, we can go into the sky chooser and change this from space. If you want to make this a water world, you can do that. And now we're basically in this like space station in the middle of the ocean, which is definitely pretty interesting. And here is the I guess this is the basketball probably for hoop shot. Actually, I don't even think we have hoop shot in this world, so that's interesting. So we just have like a ball. Oh, it's called Electro Ball this time. Oh, okay. So this is basically a totally different game. That's actually really neat. So yeah, this is a totally different game here. You can see that we've basically launched into this like overhead view, and we are controlling that ball that we saw earlier. So this is kind of similar to Pac-Man, I'm guessing, because you have to like go around and collect these coins, and I'm guessing you have to avoid these enemies here. Let's see what happens if I try to run into them. They're not really chasing me at all. So yeah, so you're gonna like lose health probably. Yeah, see the shield down here, how it's kind of going down. Very laggy, but it does work. So that is Electro Ball. So right here we can press stop game, and we can enter our name here, and there we go. So there is the scoreboard. So that is Electro Ball. So we're gonna go to the beach world right here, and the beach world is obviously going to be very beach themed. So you see we've got this nice backdrop here. We're literally right on the beach here. We've got some chairs here. You got a beach ball, and actually that's actually really cool. So all of the different areas of the program kind of take place in these little huts. So you've got like a media hut over here. The options menu has even been themed. It looks much more, wooden now. Definitely really fits in very well. Your applications hut here and your browser hut with all of your, browser tabs. So yeah, I have to say this one definitely looks really nice. Let's go ahead and jump into the next world, which is the Chateau. So we'll go ahead and press OK. All right, so this is the next world right here. It's called the Chateau, and you can see this one actually has like the applications section, the media section, all of these different like booths split up into different rooms. So like this room here only has the applications area and the little options thing. If you go into this room is where you're going to find your media stuff, and then back in this room is your browser. So this one is actually kind of separated into individual rooms. This next one here is called Elite Castle, which you can see takes on like a whole different theme. Even like the font up here is totally different. Kind of has like a bit of a medieval theme going for it. And this is actually a great segue into one of the other things that I want to talk about with this version of 3DNA. Is this one actually contains a lot of the worlds that 3DNA created for the custom releases that they made for the various partners that they worked with. So that was like that PC Gamer version that I talked about before. That was one of those special versions that was made for PC Gamer to kind of bundle with their magazine or do whatever that they wanted to do with it. They also partnered with computer hardware manufacturers like MSI, to where then MSI could take this custom version of 3DNA Desktop and bundle it with their graphics cards to kind of showcase the capabilities of their hardware. So this one right here was actually created for a company called Elite Group right here, which I don't believe is around anymore. And yeah, if you try to go to elitegrouponline.com, it redirects to like one of those, survey websites. So this company is not around anymore, but this was one of the companies that 3DNA worked with. If we press Control W here, we can also go into, so here is the loft right here. Mercury, we can go ahead and just take a look at this one very briefly. So you can see it kind of has a very futuristic look to it. It's actually got the giant like 3DNA logo down there at the bottom, which is very cool. This is a much smaller world. It's definitely much smaller than the other ones. Everything is kind of contained in this little sphere here. But what we also have is we have the MSI world in here. So the MSI world, this is this was exclusively designed for MSI to bundle with their graphics cards, like I said. So you can see this one right here, there's going to be some MSI branding. If we go around, I mean, you could see from like the actual title screen, you saw that it said MSI when we loaded in here. If we go out here, you can see you've got the MSI logo right here as actually one of the toys that you can kind of like drag around to, do various things with. So yeah, you can kind of place this wherever that you want, and if you lose it, you can actually hit reset toys and everything will just kind of come back here. So this is the MSI world that kind of is kind of has like a bit of a town square look almost. You've got like bunch of different buildings in here that are kind of really close together. Got the MSI logo up there, but it's obviously still 3DNA. I mean, you have all of your same functions. You also have this thing called the MSI VGA control room launcher, which if you pull that down, you kind of get sent to this room here, which I'm guessing is probably going to be, oh, check this out. So this is actually really cool. So this allows you, if I had an MSI video card, to actually see information and also overclock the card and get a live view of your temperature and, you know, other basically stats from the card. This is actually really cool. I didn't even realize that they implemented that in here. So yeah, the MSI control room. So it just is going to tell me, because this is, you know, I don't have an MSI. Well, actually, I do have an MSI card in my main computer. But this is a virtual machine right here, so it's obviously not going to be able to find anything. But wouldn't this be funny if this worked, like if I was able to get this to work on Windows 10 on my host computer, if this would recognize my MSI card that I have in my computer? That might be a video for another time. But yeah, so this is the, you know, one of the special features, I guess, that this specific world had, you know, that they made for MSI. We've also got Musiccom. This one right here looks to be a Taiwanese company, because if you looked when it was loading, it had the address was music.com.tw. It's actually given us a script error and it just crashed. Okay, so that's not, that's definitely not good. We'll just reload it here. So yeah, this one looks like the world is actually just completely broken. So, because if we say no, it just crashes. So this one was, I guess, for this music.com website. And it kind of sucks because we literally cannot take a look at it. We basically have to very quickly press Control W to actually switch to the next world. The next one here is a PNY specific world. So this one, oh, I wonder if we're going to be able to change. Well, now that we've changed the world, maybe it'll launch. Yeah, so here is the PNY world. So PNY is another you know, computer hardware manufacturer. So this was their world that was created. You will usually be able to tell if it's a custom created world that 3DNA made for one of their partners if over here in the browser area you have more than just these four links here. So these two first ones are to the two different 3DNA websites. These two are just kind of showing you some information. You know, you can just right click on any browser panel to show options. But these over here are all PNY websites. So you can see that's not going to normally be in a standard 3DNA world. You've also got a giant PNY logo up there, and you have a custom ball right here that can kind of roll around that's got the PNY logo on it. So they've definitely done a lot with these worlds to kind of custom, you know, create them for these different partners that they worked with. This one, it looks like you're on like a ship. It's actually really neat. But we can totally screw this up if we go to the Sky Chooser, and let's say we want to change this to ocean, and now check this out, we're flying this ship like right across the ocean. So yeah, you can really, you know, mess with this. But they've definitely done a really cool, you know, job at just kind of, like I said, custom making these things for their various hardware partners. But we're not done yet. We've got a couple more worlds. The tutorial world we took a look at previously. We've got the undersea lab world, which this one may actually be a custom created world as well for this XGI company. And this one actually looks really cool. It looks like you're in Atlantis or something. You're like in the middle of the ocean in this giant like glass structure. And you can see there's like fish kind of outside. But yeah, if we go over to the browser area, so this one might have been, you see that there's no additional, you know, panels over here, but it's got this XGI logo down here, so this one may actually be a custom created world. We can also go into here, let's see if this door opens up, or this might just be the door. Oh no, this is a whole separate room. So yeah, this is another kind of like in the MSI world, where it had like that custom area where you could view information about your graphics card. This is a custom area. Oh, this is just the game actually. So this is the game. It's called Depth Charge that they created specifically for this world. Okay, so this is like a shooting game, I guess. So it said I have to. There's an enemy fleet approaching. And I guess, okay, first of all, the controls are like really wonky here. Are these? I guess that's the enemy fleet. Yeah, this is definitely messing, with the game right here. This is probably to do with my CPU speed because, this is just virtualizing Windows, so it's actually using like my host processor, so this is not really displaying properly. So yeah, very nice. This world, there is definitely a much more noticeable lag, as you guys can probably see, and I do have all of the performance options, set to like performance and everything, so all the other worlds are actually displaying for the most part perfectly fine. But again, if we want to, we can go into the sky chooser and we can change this to like space or something, and then have this be like a, oh, actually, never mind, I guess this one isn't going to change. That's interesting. I guess because this isn't the sky, I guess, like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. This is the only one so far where that has not actually changed. But theme chooser, we can choose you got two different themes here, so we can change to the antique theme. So the theme chooser actually does appear to change its options here depending on what world that you're in. So that's the undersea lab. We've got two more here. We have the villa. We'll go ahead and take a look at this one. Oh, actually, I think we already took a look at the villa. Yeah, we were already in the villa. So this is the villa that we were in at the very beginning. And then we have the Xenon theme, or the Xenon world. So this one right here, definitely one of these more, futuristic. This is actually very similar to the, which one was it? I think it was Mercury, yeah, where it's kind of all contained on this one platform right here. So you've got this area over here is going to be where your toys are, and then I guess, yeah, just like a bunch of spots to put images and things like that, shortcuts to different programs. Your media section right here, browser over here, applications, and then your options right here. So yeah, very, I mean, you can see that first of all, it's much smoother, it's not as laggy, but also, it's just a much smaller world. So those are all of the custom 3DNA worlds that I have to show you that was in this full version of the program. Now what I want to do is actually close out of this, because what I want to do is take a look at a couple of custom-made worlds, or at least themes to specific worlds that a viewer actually created. So a viewer actually by the name of Wyatt3DNA over on OS Forums reached out to me, or actually just posted a forum post on there, and he actually created a couple of custom themes. Both of these are for the Loft world, which is in the free version, like the demo version that you can actually download from WinWorld. And I'll have that link down below if you guys want to actually check this out. So yeah, the first one is a Minecraft theme, and the second one, you see it says MJD pack, is actually themed around my channel apparently, which I think is going to be really cool. We're going to start out with the Minecraft one though. So what you do to actually, if you guys wanted to, go to his forum thread and actually download these, and then what you want to do is, well, first of all, we're going to close out of 3DNA completely, and then what you want to do is go into the Loft folder. So this right here is the Loft theme for the Loft world. So you want to make sure that 3DNA is not running in the background, and then create a new folder. We're just going to call this original. We're going to Control A everything in this folder, Control X to cut it, open this folder, and Control V to paste it in there. Then you want to go into the custom created one. So this is again the Minecraft one. Control A, Control C, and then Control V to paste it in that folder. And now when we launch 3DNA desktop, we're going to have to go to the Loft world. So we will press Control W. We will switch over to the Loft, press OK, and then we're going to need to, if it's not already applied, which it looks like it is already applied. So then this is the Loft theme. So you can see that everything is now Minecraft themed. We actually have some blocks going on here down at the bottom. He may have actually, let me actually just double check here. So this one doesn't actually contain music, but the MJD pack one does, which I think is going to be pretty cool. So yeah, this is, it's just, the same Loft, but everything is Minecraft themed now. So you can see even the stairs over here, even like the window borders definitely look really cool. Wood in here. Up here you've got even like the couch, you can see has like the, wool from Minecraft on it. And this, carpet here. Out here in the hoop shot area, you can see we've got, the same effect going on. Really looks cool. I gotta hand it to Wyatt. This looks really, really awesome. So I just actually changed the backdrop to the clouds one to make it look a little bit more like Minecraft. Again, it's still not exact, but definitely adds a nice touch to it. So yeah, if you were a fan of 3DNA and Minecraft, well, I'm here to tell you that there is a pack for you. You guys can download it over on OS Forums from Wyatt's forum post. So there you go. But we're not done yet, because we're going to actually take a look at the MJD custom created one that Wyatt made. Now for this one here, it's actually a little bit different, because you can see that all of these files actually correspond to everything in the visual folder as opposed to just in the loft folder. So what we're going to do is actually press Control A within the visual folder. We're just going to cut everything in here, and then we're going to create a new folder, and we'll just call this visual. We'll paste it all in there. And then we're going to take everything from the MJD pack folder, copy that, and paste it in here. He's actually got a video in here showing you how to do it if you didn't know how to do it. And you see right here, Bet On It is actually the music that I use for my outro. So there you go. If you guys were wondering what song that is, I do have it, down below always in the description what song that this is. I assume he might be using this like for background music or something like that. But now we also have the MJD folder, which is basically going to replace the loft folder that we were in before. So now we can launch 3DNA, and we'll see if the program is actually able to recognize. Okay, so I think, let's just actually verify this here. Let's go into theme chooser. So we're going to switch the theme to MJD, and there we go. So check that out. So what we've got over here is, first of all, you can notice that all of the titles up here have been changed to green. That's kind of been done around the entire thing. So browsers, this is normally going to be blue, so he's changed that, which is really super cool. And you can see he's actually got like my logo here and a custom 3DNA logo that's got like a green backdrop. So yeah, all of these actually just open up the standard 3DNA website. So you can see that, just tries to load 3dna.net. Same with my logo right here. It tries to load 3dna.net. So there you go. Still, you've got all of your shortcuts here, but all of these panels have been changed. They've just got a green background now, which definitely looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, let me actually turn on the music. So how you do that is actually by going into Preferences, and then background music right here. You can see. Maybe not. Maybe there's not an option for Bet On It. But what we can actually do is just manually specify the folder here for the background music. So we can just kind of change it, and now you can see that Bet On It will appear in here. So when we hit OK, you'll now hear the outro music for my videos begin to play. So there you go. What we do have is, if we go out here to the hoop shot area, you can see that the basketball has actually been kind of branded with my logo here, which looks kind of cool. So there you go. You can kind of roll the MJD logo around. Definitely looking really neat. So there you have it, guys. That is what I wanted to show you guys in this follow-up video on 3DNA. I know this was probably a long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, definitely be sure to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to get subscribed down below and turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already, to get notified whenever that I upload a new video, which I do every single week on this channel. And if you guys have any comments or questions or even video suggestions for me, be sure to leave those down below, as that definitely helps, and I always enjoy reading what you guys have to say. And as always, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.